Hey Metal Maniacs, we are Hellspike from Lisbon, Portugal.
And you're thrashing it up on Dave Softee's Metal Meltdown on Metal Messiah Radio.
Metal Death!
Turning off your mind, a factory of Alrighty, Metal Maniacs, here we go. Please help me welcome to Metal Messiah Radio, hailing from Lisbon, Portugal, from speed thrash metal band Hellspike, here to talk about the band's latest release, Dynasties of Decay, which came out November 19th through Metal on Metal Records, based in Italy. Joining us, we have Hellspike on guitars and Rick Metal on bass and vocals. Also in the band is drummer Skullthrasher. Welcome to the Metal Meltdown, guys. Thank you for this opportunity. Just want to let you know I've been playing lots of music off of your album, Dynasties of Decay. I find it to be a very melodic offering and really good musicianship. It reminds me of classics such as Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, and bands such as that. And I see that the band formed in 2019, and I see this is your second release, a follow-up to your debut offering, Lords of War. As I mentioned, your band has a quite impressive sound. What I'd like to know is, how does your music come together? Who writes the words? Who writes the melodies? Could you explain to us what the process is like?
Zellpike, yeah, I write the whole thing, all the musics, and all the guitar solos, all the compositions. But then I gather with my friend Rick, and we emulate all the good things of the 80s, all the movies, all the heavy metal bands, all the 80s spirits, and we try to create all the melodies for the riffs, and we invest a lot of time in that part of the composition process. And Rick knows all the things I love in heavy metal, Def Leppard, Judas Priest, the new wave of traditional heavy metal sound with the German speed metal sound. He knows what I'm talking about, and he knows how to do those things. It's hard when it comes to the vocal effort, you know. I'm just the guitar player, you know, talking.
Yeah, well, I'm a bit of the old timer in the band because Zellpike is 10 years younger than me. In fact, he is 40 today. It's his birthday.
Yeah, man! Yeah!
But, you know, we've always seen very much eye to eye concerning the old metal style. He's always been very much influenced by the old German speed metal scene and of British heavy metal. So that's really that's really the inspiration. That's what we're trying to do. Trying to play the music we like, and that's the music we like. And this latest album, he actually wrote all of the songs. He spent 1 year at home doing all the riffs, composing everything. And he showed up here at my place one day with the whole album ready. And so I just had to write the lyrics, but I wrote the lyrics according to his idea, his concept for the songs, which is pretty much, you know, they're all very much about the same thing, which is the state of the world, you know, which is, in fact, very, very much like it was in the 80s, because all of a sudden now you have all this nuclear danger on top of our heads again. We didn't even know that's what's going down right now would happen so soon. But all of the concept of the album is connected to all of the huge financial, political problems that this society... it's all going downhill, and that's what we're facing right now. So I guess that all of the 80s metal scene is relevant again concerning all these themes. Yeah, so that's it.
And never forget, Judas Priest, and also especially Running Wild, Gravedigger, they all did the same thing, you know. In the 80s, back in the 80s, they wrote songs about the state of affairs that we're living today. it seems like they were writing those songs at the time we are now. You know, they knew what was coming. That is my opinion.
Gentlemen, can you tell us who produced Dynasties of Decay, and where was this mixed, mastered, and recorded? Also, I'd like to know about the cover art. It is bloody good. Reminds me of something from Legends of Horror. Who designed this, and also who designed the band's logo?
Okay, so it's been a long time that we've had a good friend of ours that has been recording the stuff we do. I've worked with him for a long time now, including in other bands. And, he's someone we trust. We know he can get the sound we want because he's always been into the heavy metal scene as well since the 80s. So he has all the right references. These days, we record a lot of things. Well, me, for instance, I record the bass at home because I bought a pod during the pandemic because of the confinement and everything. I was just at home, so I bought this so that I could go on with recording albums and stuff. So that's something that's really comfortable for me right now because I have all the time I want, so I can do experiments and everything. But I sent him the files. I didn't record the vocals at home because of the neighbors, so we have to do that in a studio. And Zellpike went to a studio as well to do his parts with him. But he is our old friend Paulo Vieira. He's done a lot of work with a lot of bands. Lately, he's even recorded another band of a friend of ours with Bobby Liebling of Pentagram. They have this album called The Limit. They all came... The Limit is the name of the band. They all came to Portugal to record with him. But, I have several albums I recorded with him. The first one I did was when I was playing in Iron Sword many years ago. And since then, we just kept on working with this guy.
It was great because at the time of the pandemic in March 2020, I was like... Rick just had to record the bass. It was missing, only the bass, for the Lords of War album. And then he managed to record everything at home. And I was like, great, are you going to manage this? And he said, yeah, it's been a hard time for everyone, so I'm going to record this at home. I bought a pod. And I said, wow, that's fucking great. And he recorded the whole bass thing that was missing for the Lords of War album. He recorded at home. And I was like, thanks a lot, man. Because otherwise, I didn't know how to manage this. And then I took advantage of the 2020 year to record the Dynasties of Decay at home. And everything played along the good ways. But thanks a lot, Rick. Thanks a lot.
So you can see from this answer that Zellpike is still very much living in the past.
All right, thanks for that. And what about the look of the album? Let us know about that.
Well, who designed it was Noel Puente from the south of Spain, Granada. And he took my attention when I realized that he knew how to paint canvas the real traditional way, and he knew how to do it with dynamics. All the cover artwork was very well done, with lively, very well done, and I knew I had to work with him, and I asked him to do a couple of things for this artwork, and he blew my mind with all the amazing darkness thrown with all this global entity punishing the demons. It was great. He really knows how to do what I wanted him to do. And he's a great artist from south of Spain, Granada, Noel Puente.
And it's like the Dynasties of Decay are depicted on the cover artwork, because you have that, that decaying master ordering the people about, and everything is just, going to the shambles because the fire is starting to spread. That's a bit of the imagery that's behind the cover concept.
Exactly. It's up to you to choose your path, to run away from the fire that the entity, the global entity, the ideology is trying to... You have to run away. You have to choose your path. And you have to be good at what you do. And that's what the cover artwork is all about. Do your thing. Do what you know best.
And what about the band logo?
The band logo was designed by me, always trying to evoke, once again, the pristine times of heavy speed, black thrash metal. And so it was, that's the history. Sometimes people say, this is very, very cliche. It's very typical. But that's the point, man. That's what we're aiming at. We're not trying to do anything particularly original, because these days it's very difficult to be original and still be within metal, So the only way for you to really stand out, which is what you're trying to do, is, and my way of seeing things, not really strive to be original, but strive to play great songs and write great songs. That's what we're aiming at. We want to play the songs of the metal we grew up listening to and that we really, really like. And that, that's what the logo is about. Not original. It's just, regular, heavy, thrash speed metal logo. That's what we wanted to do.
Have you been able to support Dynasties of Decay with doing a tour? What shows have you been able to do that we could spread the word on? And how has COVID affected your plans to support this latest offering of yours? I'd like to know how that has affected you. Thank you very much.
Well, we haven't been touring at all because when we started the band, the pandemic hit, all this COVID problem. So, I recently went to see a gig by a French heavy metal band we're friends of. And they came to Lisbon. And when I went to the gig, I thought, well, it's been 2 years since I've been to a gig before, which is absolutely preposterous, ridiculous. I could never imagine such a thing happening. But that's what happened. And so we didn't play anything at all. And now we are expecting to see what it's going to be like. We haven't really had any invitations so far, but it's going to be a little difficult for the time being to have our first gig, our first appearance on stage, because our drummer is probably going to London, and Zellpike also moved a bit further away from Lisbon, so we're waiting to see what's going to happen, and when the time comes and we're ready to hit the stage, we'll have to see how things go. So it's still... Well, we did share the stage, Zellpike and me, years ago, because we used to play in another band called Ravensire. And so we did have the experience of stepping on a stage together throughout Europe years ago. So we'll have to wait and see when we can do that again.
Absolutely. Who knows? Spain is a good country for Hellspike, speed metal. I would love to be in North America, but it's hard. It's hard to know what's going to be our future.
Gentlemen, one of the most important things about doing these interviews is about educating the fans on how they could support the band by getting merch. That being said, where would you say would be the best place for a fan of Hellspike to get merch to support the band? I'm going to give a few links and then let you tell us which is the best. Of course, there's your Facebook, facebook.com/Hellspike Speed. And then we have Metal on Metal Records. You have an entire biography and information at metalonmetalrecords.com/bands/Hellspike, and also albums there at Metal on Metal Records/albums/Hellspike, Dynasties of Decay. Let's talk about what merch you have available and where would be the best place to get it. Thank you so much.
Well, we don't have all that much merch right now. I don't know exactly the numbers that the label has been selling. We, as a band, we're all out of the first album now, and we have very few copies left of the second one. But we are expecting to get later on this year, hopefully, the vinyl version of Dynasties of Decay from a Greek label, Lone Records. So, and we probably should look into doing some t-shirts or something. But, you know, the best place to get these things usually is when the band is touring or playing live somewhere. And we don't know when that's going to happen. So probably the best thing for fans who are looking to get stuff by Hellspike, the best place is Metal on Metal Records, the Bandcamp or something like that, or their website, because they do a terrific job. And yeah, that's it, probably. While we cannot meet people who are into the band, I'm not saying fans. I don't know if we have a lot of fans, but, you know, metal family, metal people, while we cannot meet them on person, probably, they'll just have to go online to get the stuff.
All right, gentlemen, I want to talk about videos now. I think that in the day and age that we're living in, it's so important for bands to get the word out about themselves by either doing a live stream or by having some sort of videos available for their fans to let their fans know that they're still around. So I checked out what videos you may have, and I didn't notice any official videos, but I did see on the Metal on Metal Records YouTube that there is a couple of lyric videos, if you want to say that. We have the lyric video for Ruthless Invasion, and then there's a special video from Metal on Metal Records for They Live, taken from the album Dynasties of Decay. What I'm interested to know is, does the band plan on making any new music or lyrical videos for the promotion of Dynasties of Decay, and what your thought process is on that?
Well, we have the amazing video for Ruthless Invasion, which is a great lyric video for the song, which is highly inspired in those war movies, especially Come and See from 1985. And we have some new stuff, videos coming from Spain. They Live, the Spanish heavy metal freaks did a video for with clips from the movie from 1988. They Live. It's an amazing lyric video with some great footage from the movie. So at the time being, we are very well served. So far it's going great. Maybe, who knows, in the third album we might do something, but for now, going great. I'm enjoying it.
All right, guys, are you gearheads? Do you like to talk about your gear? If so, please feel free to talk about anything that you'd like to talk about pertaining to your gear.
Well, it's not like we have endorsements or anything, or ever will have, probably. But, I have a number of basses. And usually I record with an Ibanez sound gear, which has a great sound. I always find it to be a very good studio instrument. And that's it. Because when I record voice, I use the whatever mic they have in the studio. Going on to Zellpike.
Well, with the guitar, I used a Lanny amplifier with the LV tube technology, which is very similar to the Marshall JCM 800 from the 80s. Very similar, British as well. So, yeah, that's the technology. And the guitar was a Firebird Gibson from like Stephen Clark used in the 80s. So, yeah, Lanny, LV tube technology, great stuff. I recommend for everyone.
And gentlemen, would you be kind enough to tell us what you do when you're not doing Hellspike? Thank you very much.
Well, right now I'm living in the south of Portugal in the desert plains, not working in Lisbon anymore. It was a tough life in Lisbon with big corporations trying to work hard, and all the human potential was gone to waste. So I decided to move to the south, and now I'm doing all my projects I wanted to do, agriculture and all that stuff. And, well, in Lisbon, when I was not working, I was playing my guitar, and I was doing some sports, and that was all. Now I'm doing my stuff and reading and watching some great 80s movies. That's what it all counts right now.
As for me, I'm an archaeologist, so that's my profession. I work near Lisbon. That's pretty much a very lucky life for me to be having, because it's something I really enjoy doing. So it was great that after I finished my archaeology degree, which was taken rather late in life, I went to take it when I was 30 already, because until then I was a bit of a, had a bit of a wandering professional situation. But then when I decided to pursue that interest, luckily it turned out great. So I work in a museum, an archaeology museum, and it's also very metal to, live your life doing research about ancient civilizations and going out to do field work and digging up stuff from the ground, like corpses and, old skeletons and stuff like that. It's pretty metal. So, yeah, that's what I do. I'm lucky to do that.
Gentlemen, is there anything that you'd like to say to the Hellspike fans that are tuning in at this time? Anything that you'd like to say to them?
Yeah, the speed metal movement from the 80s is fucking great. Just listen to Running Wild, Brendan and Exiled from 1986, Gravedigger, Heavy Metal Breakdown, all these Battalions of Fear from Blind Guardian, the first album, all these very primitive, melodic, very inspired stuff from Germany, from the European scene. Just listen to that. And then just take advantage and take your conclusions. And then you can listen to Hellspike and see what this is all about.
Alrighty, Zellpike and Rick, I want to thank you so much for joining the Metal Meltdown today to do an interview. And I wish you all the best of success in your future. May you have a healthy 2022. I hope you can get more shows, more videos, and create more music for our listening pleasure. All the best to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Dave, for your support for Hellspike and for letting us reach out a bit to people. We wish you all the best with Metal Meltdown. And we wish all the listeners to go on listening to true 80s heavy speed metal. Thanks a lot and all the best.
Thanks a lot, Dave, for your interest in our band, in our ideals, in what we do. For the best of us, we will fight, we will survive. The end of days is coming.
Stay metal.